It is June 27th, 2021. We're here on the west arm of Nipissing Lake, heading to the French River, then following the Georgian Bay coastline to Britt. It's a 10-day trip. We have about a day and a half to get to the river, and between 4 and 5 days to get to Georgian Bay. Once we're there, we're going to head to Bustard Islands for a day or two, and then kind of make our way south following the shoreline all the way to Britt, where we have our car. The weather is humid. It's overcast today, possibly a lot of rain tonight, and it's kind of looking like there might be a couple more days of rain throughout the week. The weather's changing very quickly, so we're not too sure what we're going to expect. For this trip, we used Jeff's maps, the French River and the Georgian Bay coast. This is version 1.0, good till 2020. This is a quick overview of our French River trip. Starting at the second bridge on Highway 64. Made our way over to Hay Narrows and camping amongst these sites here. Day 2, we made our way down, traveling through Canoe Pass, following the main shoreline. We camped amongst these 3 islands. Day 3, and we made our way down into the main channel, hitting the first portages of our trip, and then camping at Honeymoon Island. Day 4, from Honeymoon Island, we made our way to the 5-mile rapids section, and then camping at campsite 505 here. Day 5, continuing down the main channel. This is an overview of the route we took. I had a friend in Britt shuttle us up Highway 64 and dropped us off at the second bridge here. And for the first day, we pretty much just canoed along the shoreline of West Bay, and we got into Hay Narrows. We planned on camping at La Feche Point, but we were able to push on. We had enough time in the day, and there's a cluster of 3 campsites here. We stayed on this historical site. We've just been making our way down the west arm. We've been out for a couple hours now, tucking in through the islands. A little bit of a view of Nipissing to the left, but so far this is mainly what we're seeing. Just following the shoreline to find a campsite for tonight. It's starting to open up a bit more now. I believe we can see the other side of the lake. And we got another couple hours to go for the day. So we got to camp for the night. We started unloading and the rain came. And it's definitely raining harder than when we first got here. We checked out a few campsites. Wasted some time at that, but then this one's at least sheltered the most and have the tree. The other ones were on islands. So this is where the tent's gonna go. We just got our gear stashed under here for now. And then I'll put a tarp up there. They're calling for 10 to 15 mils tonight, so I think we're in for the long haul. It's really coming down right now. Just been waiting for about a half hour. The rain hasn't let up. It's getting harder. Very happy we got this tarp. Found this turtle just away from camp. I don't know why he's up here, or what kind of turtle he is. This is camp for night 1 here on Lake Nipissing on the west arm. We just passed Hay Narrows, which is down that way, and we're on the campsite that has an old foundation. There's a set of stairs there, and very old foundation. And because of the rain earlier, we tucked everything away in the bush. But it's very wet here anyways. A lot of the thick moss. Cole's just getting a fire going, having spaghetti tonight. And this is kind of where we were hanging out earlier under the green tarp. Now we got our tent set up underneath there. And they got the bug shelter up as well. They haven't been too bad yet. But if there's a lot of rain, we need a place to go. We have a pretty sweet sanctuary. That's a good setup. It's nice and sheltered in here. And we just got a fire pit over here. So yeah, looking forward to night one on Lake Nipissing. This is the finished product of spaghetti and meatballs. It's a big old bowl of spaghetti, and we got this great view. Good morning. It is day 2 here on Nipissing Lake. We've just packed up and we're heading out for the day. We covered 35 kilometers yesterday, and it rained on us a couple more times last night, and it's starting to rain now. It's been off and on, but I think this one's going to stay. It's really light rain, and we're going to get into the start of the French River today and then find a campsite there. And so for day 2, this is where we did camp. We made our way down the shoreline as well. And then once we got to the West Sandy Island, kind of went in through the Narrows, down into Canoe Pass. We were going to camp at this site here. I think it's 105. But we ended up pushing onward and through Gibraltar Pass. Then we're just following the main shoreline as well, kind of in through here. And then we camped on this cluster of islands, campsite 120. It's a very calm morning for travel. This is looking out into Lake Nipissing. We're just leaving the Narrows and following the coastline, but a very eerie morning. The fog has lifted and the skies are starting to clear up. We're just about to enter the passage between Sandy Island and the mainland. Let me give a view of Lake Nipissing. There's a lighthouse just out there. And the passage is just through these reeds. We're going around it to the boat passage. But the sun's starting to poke through, and we're getting chunks of blue skies now and then. Pushing our way through the reeds. There's a buoy just up there, and this will be the start of the boat passage. We are now entering Canoe Pass, which is our official start to the French River. Now we're just passing Gabriel Pass. Supposed to be some pictographs possibly on these cliffs. It started to rain again on us. We're about an hour into the French. I think we got about an hour more, and then we'll go find a campsite. There is some light in the sky, so hopefully this passes. So this is camp for night 2 here on the Upper French River. We're in a cluster of 3 campsite islands. They're not very great, but this one's the best. There's the water access down there. This one's the best because it's got a sweet bench, and the tent pads are pretty awesome as well. There's the fire pit. Need to do a little bit of work to that. It rained on us very hard a couple times, so we got the tarp and everything drying out right now. There are some clouds. We're not too sure if it'll rain again. And then we just got the tent back here. It's on a thick bed of moss. So we're just drying everything out that we can right now. And the sun keeps poking out. It's quite beautiful. It's a really nice campsite. Because it's got a great view all the way around. It's a beautiful view. That sun just makes everything that much better. Tonight for supper, we're having hot dogs. We got onion and cheese, ketchup and mustard. We got a Boxing Brewing IPA from Cowbell in Blythe. And this is our fire. And, it's a beautiful day. Hasn't rained since we got to camp. Everything's been drying out nicely. So we got a nice break in the weather. It's gonna be a beautiful evening.